Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt. This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted as always to be joined by Big Daddy himself, Mr. Lucas Browne. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to see your lovely face.
Wonderful. It's a great backdrop and positioning of your camera. I don't know how you've done it. You've stuck it on a surface somewhere. It looks good.
We all have our little tactics, my friend. In the background, there's a bag that says Fury 5000.
All right, there could be something in that. Yeah, Lucas, I just wanted to kind of really start with the open message you basically put out, which has had kind of a bit of a mixed response, as you could expect from the loved boxing public.
Yes.
So just talk to me about your thought process behind you, say, calling out Tyson Fury, but offering your name into the mix as a potential opponent for his potential UK return in December.
From this point of view, I'm technically contracted to fight in America against either Otto Wallin or Davtaev. Now, it was originally Wallin. He got injured. They threw Davtaev in instead on a showroom card. That was supposed to go down in March, but unfortunately, due to COVID, it all sort of went to shit. So they've then said August was going to be the next fight date. Came and went, and they're now saying December. Now, the problem with all that is, like, I'm completely happy with that fight and either one of them to go ahead, but they can't give me a date. So here I am sort of sitting here. I haven't fought since last November. I'm now 41. I'm dying to fight someone, and no one can give me a date to fight. So hence my frustration. They have sort of said that they would allow me to fight someone if they get the go-ahead and stuff like that. So from my point of view, I'm just like, well, let's put everything out there and see who bites and see if we can get a fight going on, because I'm dying to fight. Here I am training, wanting to fight, yet there is no date. So all I want to do is fight. That's basically the sums it up, all of it.
So just from a contractual perspective, if there was an opportunity for you to fight in the UK, for example, they would be okay with that?
Yes, because if they can't give me a date, obviously with COVID, there's nothing that's exactly by the book. So it is a very grey sort of area. I am contracted, but at the same time, if they can't offer me a fight, I can't just wait here for another 2 years until something happens, you know what I mean? So we are all under the understanding that something may happen in the meantime. Obviously, they have to sort of look at it and sanction it off. But at the same time, I can't be expected to sort of just sit here and not fight for the rest of my life either.
I remember, I don't know exactly how long ago, but we did a video in Manchester with yourself, Tyson Fury. I think Eddie Chambers made an appearance on that video as well. I can't remember what exactly Tyson Fury was saying. It was quite some time ago now. But it was
the weigh-in. Yeah, it was the weigh-in. He had he was supposed to fight, I believe it was Chisora, but instead they threw Ustinov in, and it didn't go ahead because I believe one of the family members died.
So I remember something you said, but that was quite some time ago. So you being out of the ring for what would nearly be a year, 11 months. Tyson Fury, who's obviously stay fresh. It's been a long while since he's fought now, back in February against that one. Wilder. So what was the kind of idea behind thinking, right, I want to get in there with Fury now?
Well, basically, there's always two sides of it. There's one side, obviously, it's going to create a buzz about my name and throwing it in there amongst it. Why not? At the same time, he wants to have a warm-up fight. So I know we've sparred together that once. He was acting half a pork chop by throwing spinning back elbows and things like that. But he was, shaping me up, so to speak. And if he wants a good warm-up fight where he doesn't think he's a threat, I thought, you know, he'd think of me as a credible opponent for that reason. Obviously, I've got a good punch, all the rest of it, but being a 6'9", pretty much a machine as he is, he's a good boxer. He'll be able to outbox me, no problem. So I thought it'd be a good idea to have me as a warm-up fight. That was basically my thought process.
Okay, all right. Well, look. Listen, I've seen the response, obviously, from people, and look, you know, you guys are in professional boxing to fight the best, and Tyson Fury is undoubtedly one of the best. So, I mean, I don't see why people could knock you for doing that. I suppose if it was announced as you were the opponent, etc., people, as they always are in boxing, are critical over everything. I've seen out of 6 names mentioned, I think everyone's had something to say about every single one of them. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
It's no different from, like I said, yourself chucking yourself in the mix in that respect.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, I know there's probably a 5% chance of me being able to fight him, but there's what's wrong with me putting my hat in the ring as well, you know?
Well, there's nothing wrong with you doing it. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with the other 5 people that have come out. I think Michael Hunter come out the other day and said he'll fight him for free. You know, I don't know, that's not likely to happen to him fighting for free, but I don't blame fighters, heavyweights, for putting their name in the mix. We know it is being tagged as a warm-up fight, etc. But in boxing now, there's no such thing as a warm-up fight. These, do you know what I mean? I think Joshua's fight with Andy Ruiz was potentially meant to be one of these warm-up fights. So, you know, but you give yourself a 5% chance of the fight actually happening, though, Lucas.
Let's be honest. Yes, I'm not part of the top 15. So if it has something to do with the WBC and belts, I wouldn't be included because of the top 15. But I'm not sure if the warm-up fight would include the belts. So that's why I threw my name in as well.
Okay, no problem.
So
But you obviously clearly stated if this fight was to happen, I mean, you'd be going in there not treating it as a warm-up fight. You'd be going in there to try and knock him out.
Exactly right. Like, yeah, we're all professionals at the end of the day. We're fighters. It's in our blood, and I'm not going there to roll over. I still think it's funny that people think that myself and Dave Allen in our fight, that I got hit with a body shot and I just rolled over and gave up. Like, well, have you ever been hit with a body shot by a heavyweight in 10-ounce gloves? Like, unfortunately, it hurts. You know what I mean? So 30 seconds later, I was completely fine, but you only get 10 in boxing. And again, that comes back to me where I only have to buzz you for 10 seconds. So I believe if I can get close enough to Tyson Fury, I can buzz him for that 10 seconds, no problem. Obviously, the point is trying to get close enough in the first place. But, yeah, I can do that.
Again, I've seen people kind of make that insinuation towards yourself about the Dave Allen fight, which is also a discredit to Dave Allen, because that's, you know...
Yes.
So, you know, notably, name-wise on Dave Allen's record, you're the one with the most credibility. So that's a discredit to him as well. So, but again, people always have their opinions.
Well, at the end of the day, we headlined the O2 Arena, and it was a great night. Like, for boxing, no matter who won, obviously, I would like to have won, and I would like to have another rematch, like a rematch if that's possible. But he was the better person on the night. He landed that perfect shot, and he won. So full credit to him, and it was a great night in general.
Okay. Now, I'm about to offer you a fight. Not with me, but I'm about to offer you a fight right now. So I'll explain this situation. So I've just completed an hour-long interview with Dillian Whyte.
Yep.
And he has actually asked me to ask you whether you'd be interested in fighting Fabio Wardley on the 21st of November.
Okay.
So, look, I'm not going to expect...
That's not very far away, is it?
I'm not expecting you to answer that to me. I'm just saying that Dillian Whyte has just said to me to ask you now whether you would consider that fight. If you are, reach out to their team and crack on from there. So I'll leave that with you. We don't even have to respond to that. I'm just letting you know that's what Dillian Whyte told me to tell you. But I've literally just finished an interview with him maybe 20 minutes ago. So that is literally...
He's only fresh though, isn't he? He's like 4-0 or something like that, isn't he?
I think he's a bit more than 4-0. Let me check for you while we're here. But he's one of Dillian.
He seems like a really nice kid as well, so it's good.
Dillian rates him. Let me tell you exactly how many fights Fabio Waldy's had. 9 fights with 8 KOs.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll leave that information with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Last time we spoke, obviously we was on a double Zoom call or whatever Skype call was it with Tom Little.
Yeah.
Tom Little has. I don't know if you've seen. There was a video that went out today where Tom Little kind of was talking about the situation that we were talking about you offering yourself to Tyson Fury. So I'll be you're in the gym, but that fight's is dead in the water now, isn't it? That one with Tom Little.
The thing is, like, no matter what comes out of it, like, yeah, obviously it's for me it's a step back fighting Tom Little, 100%. But I still want to bash him. It's just one of those. He's just one of those people that have just rubbed me the wrong way, and I would just thoroughly enjoy hurting him in the ring in front of all his fans. I think it'd be great. So that's the only person I've ever actually thought that way of as well. Like myself and Dillian Whyte had a little bit of a backward and forwards, all that sort of stuff. And then after the fight, no problems. But I really want to hurt Tom Little. I just really want to hurt him. So, yeah, for that reason, that's why it's just, you know.
That's a fair point. He's actually been lined up to fight Dillian Whyte's other fighter on the same card, Lucas, in Alan Babbage. What have you made of Alan Babbage? Obviously, he's come onto the scene over the last year or so, and he's kind of got people talking. His size has also got people talking because he's not a massive heavyweight. A lot of people kind of label him as a cruiserweight, but he's exciting and good personality, fun to watch so far. What do you make of him?
Well, so far he's got the mouth to go with the excitement and the punching and everything else. The thing is, like any career, you start fighting lower level fellas and you look good, you learn and you take everything on board. But then when you start getting up against guys who can actually punch back and have some certain skills, then we'll see what he's about. But at the moment, he's doing everything right. He's talking the talk, walking the walk, and making a loud presence at the same time. So full credit to him. I think he's doing really well. But can he take a big punch from a big puncher? You know what I mean? That's the other thing.
Just coming back to that whole Tyson Fury thing. I mean, Tyson Fury's obviously fight with Deontay Wilder looks to be off for this year. We don't know all the ins and outs of why it's actually not going to happen this year. There's obviously reported contract expiration issues, etc. But does that surprise you that we don't get to see that fight this year, or we may not get to see it at all?
No, I think Tyson Fury did a proper number on Wilder the last time before, and I think he completely showed us that Wilder isn't a very good boxer in any way whatsoever. He punches like a mule. Please don't get me wrong. He can hit like no one on the planet. And if he lands one, it's over. But at the same time, if you get up against a boxer like a Tyson Fury who can actually box and move and bully, then he had nothing. So I think the third fight would be exactly the same. And if I was Wilder, I wouldn't want to take it either.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting situation because it's kind of dragged out since February, and obviously the fight was meant to happen in July. We haven't heard a lot from Wilder. I think this is what's obviously everyone's always making references to, that Wilder, I'm not saying he's gone quiet, but just hasn't been as vocal as Tyson Fury, shall we say. I mean, maybe that side
is anyone.
Correct. That's, I make you right there. But, I mean, Lucas, you're 41 years old now. Is the desire, the passion to punch people in the face still there?
That's always going to stay. People think that, am I still going for another world title, all that sort of stuff. And at this moment, I don't think it's in the cards, because it is, heavyweight boxing is really about politics and money. And I don't have those two on my side at the moment. So to be perfectly honest, I'm not heading towards another world title. I'm heading towards good fights for good money, end my career in a happy, good note, knowing that I've done all I can and all I wanted, and I'll be sweet. So I think another, depending on how long this COVID shit goes, but at least another 2 years worth of fights, so maybe 10 fights. 10 good fights, good money fights. What's wrong with that?
10 fights in 2 years.
The first year that I started fighting, I had 10 fights in the first year.
I know, but it's easier at that stage of your career as opposed to yeah. But
agreed. But if I could have 4 a year, you know, that's doable. That's every 3 months.
I just meant in the whole COVID situation, I suppose people are kind of struggling to fight a year. But if you can get 10 in 2 years, good luck to you, honestly.
Yeah. So at the same time, I haven't been beat around the head all these years, and I'm still not getting beat around the head. So I'm not getting. Yes, I'm getting older, of course, but I'm not body-wise. I'm not getting older, so to speak. So if it keeps going, it keeps going. Like it's just, I've got more to give. I do have more to give.
Well, you keep yourself fit, Lucas. We see you training. The videos you post out, you seem to be training whether you're in camp or not. You keep yourself fit. So
yeah. I've unfortunately, because of all the COVID stuff, I've gone back to working full time. These sort of times you look after your family and got to do what you got to do. So I'm back full time working security again, and only training the once a day. But if it does come to where there's a fight, and I know there's a fight, obviously I'll take the 4 or whatever 6 weeks off prior to that and go back to training full time again. So at the moment I'm just keeping fresh enough and waiting like everyone else.
What type of security is that? This is just out of curiosity, really.
Like pubs sort of style. Obviously it's a little bit different here in Australia. It's not as sort of as pubby as UK, but little bit bigger, but same style. People just getting pissed. That's the best way to describe it.
Well, there ain't many better people to do that job. But he used to do that. Alan Babbage used to do like door work, etc., etc. But you used to do that from years ago anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, I did like 13 years ago. 13 years of it. Now I haven't worked a job in 8 years, so it's been quite good. But shit happens, and here we are again. So. The good thing this time around, everyone knows who I am. I walk in and people want to take photos and have chats and no one wants to fight me, so that's great. Yeah, I can't complain.
The establishment you're working for, you do them a favour as well, because, absolutely.
Exactly, yeah, that's right.
Well, listen, I hope we get to see you in the UK at some point. Maybe this year, we'll see. We'll see what I've just said to you, see how that pans out. But... appreciate your time.
Are you not allowed to talk about Gorman because he's with Frankie Warren?
No.
Is that why you? Gorman's a good one.
It half slipped my mind because I know you posted out the other day loads of opponents specifically seemed like that in the UK. Sorry, actually did.
Myself and Gorman have been chatting backwards and forwards. He's keen, I'm keen, Frankie's keen, so. I can't see the problem with it. Again, it's just a matter of actually getting it to go ahead. I believe if it was to go ahead, it'd be on the Joyce Dubois card. So it's a great card to be on. And possibly, I don't know if it will be or not, but possibly for a belt. But at the very least, it'll be a fight. And Gorman's a great opponent, don't get me wrong. So I'm excited as hell.
I can't believe I actually like this half slipped my mind because I remember all this now, and it's a great fight on paper between you and Nathan Gorman. What did you think of his performance the other day against Richard Lighty?
I didn't watch it. So I get told about it, and people say that it was basically a ball fest. It was way too heavy regardless, so I knew it wasn't going to be like a bounce around and all that sort of stuff. 123 kilos at his sort of shape. It was too heavy, he should be around the 112, 110 even, you know what I mean? So from that point of view, I knew it was just going to be him getting rounds, so I didn't bother watching.
Okay. Well, look, by the sounds of it, you've got about 4 fights lined up for this year, so...
I hope so, yeah.
You could nip on the 21st, have a fight there, then go over to the 28th. You could probably do like a little tour and get your 4 fights out.
That's what I was saying that honestly. Like if Eddie wants to do the bubble and all the rest of it, I'll stay in the bubble for a couple of months and just fight a couple of people while I'm here and then go home. It'll be fine.
But listen, we hope to see you in the UK this year, and it looks like there's a good chance we will. I mean, they're all gonna...
Your sound's just gone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can now. Yeah.
I said all these fights we're talking about, they're all UK based, so I'm sure at some point we'll...
I've always loved coming over to the UK. I've always get looked after, no matter who the promoter is. Obviously, Eddie's been one of the most involved with myself, but it's really good. Like, I can walk down the street in the UK and have people yell out their cars and shit like that. So it's like a second home for me. So I'm really happy to come over.
Okay. All right. Well, Lucas, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV as always. And hope we do see you at some point this year. And
good man. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care of yourself.
All right, brother. Thank you, mate. See ya.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.